Yo, 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 yo.
Hey, how are you? He's laughing. Good. I'm glad you started that way because that's what I was going to do, start laughing.
Yeah, nice. Yeah, these calls are always a treat for me because I don't let myself talk to people much.
You don't? Really? You
I mean,
talk all the time, don't you?
besides constantly. But
I was just going to say, you talk a lot more than I do. I
wow.
know that.
So how is that possible? By the way, whatever we do, public, private, let me know now or later. Notice if you want to wait till later or if you want to tell me now. There's so many ways to play.
I
And
know.
oh my God, the fun. Like these fuckwits. They didn't do this till, boom, you pop up and these two start doing their things in the background.
Really? So that must Phil, the doggy in me.
Oh yeah, well, it's like, oh my God, okay, Dad and his friend are gonna play. Let's do it.
I just had two dogs over the weekend, and I had them one overnight, and they were so wonderful. What do you drink? I hope it's water. Is it water?
I only drink out of whiskey bottles, and it is water. And there was the one morning where I drank about 200 to 300 mils of Lafroig without realizing it. That was horrible. Oh yeah, I woke up. I can chug 700 mils of water in like 15 seconds.
Oh my God!
Right.
Yeah.
So the first thing I do every morning is hydrate. So I reached for what I thought was the water bottle, and it went boom. It went boom. I went, oh my God, that's fire water. I'm now legally drunk.
Oh geez, thank God you don't drive a lot, huh?
Exactly.
Can't drive anymore, anyways.
I drive as much as I talk to people.
You talk to a lot. You do a lot of videos and you do your fill of real every night, don't you? Pretty much.
Totally. Absolutely. Every much. Yes.
That's what I was going to say. So you really talk, don't you really talk to people? Well, you talk at people.
Yeah, I talk at. I'm like a Southern Baptist minister.
I think so. Jesus, that's a riot. Oh, God. I was just in the Facebook group where we're talking about Cesar Millan.
Right.
I was laughing because I said, all of a sudden, I'm trying to merge these businesses, and all of a sudden, he starts showing up like crazy. I said, isn't that something? There ain't no coincidences here.
No, I don't think you ever mentioned that in a group that Grant Monk is in. And for some reason,
it's so funny.
Yeah, exactly. So it's like, radio. That's why I tagged you real quick, because it's like, this is the speed at which it all works. And it's like, as you explore what you're doing with all this stuff, you get to discover the people who you've chosen as role models. They're doing the same thing.
He is, but he's different. Yeah, I always kind of find my first thought was, oh God, competition. That's always my first thought. So that just shows me where I need to do a little more work. I was laughing at it.
So your competition is the man.
That's
not bad.
Well, but he's already done it. I mean, I admired him.
Exactly.
For years, and I used him for years. But then Neville came along and I said, he still doesn't get how the imagination works yet. So that's my little edge. And I felt better about that. I just stopped watching him because I was getting, oh my God. Why all of a sudden is he coming back? Because he's been quiet for a little while. And now he's come back. I think something happened to him on National Geographic. He was on there. And then he was doing so well. He was on all the time, and something happened and they broke apart. And then I bought his books and stuff like that, but I hadn't seen him in a while. I don't watch much TV anyways, but I hadn't seen him in a while. And then all of a sudden I'm starting to go, well, I'd like to merge all of this together. And he starts showing up. Isn't that bizarre?
Yeah.
That's like bizarre.
I just love it. Because your compatriots are pretty cool people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think he's trained Oprah Winfrey's dogs, because everybody's got issues with their animals, and I've been seeing it. case in point. But he's trained her dogs too. So just because he's done a lot of celebrities. I think Smith, a bunch of those people, he's taking care of their dogs. So, anyways, it's interesting to see he shows up. And it's interesting to watch myself going, oh my God, competition. Oh, I better get this done. Oh my God, I better. Yeah, it's funny to watch myself and go, oh my God, it's hysterical.
I find that I often, whenever I'm going, yeah, go. I just go, oh, look at me go. Oh my God.
I love when you do that.
I am fucking nuts.
Nuts.
Look at me go.
Do you know what I love? When I catch myself, I go, oh my God, you're a fucking riot. I mean, it's fun. You know, when I can actually laugh at myself instead of going, oh, you fucked up again. I just go, you're fucking crazy. Wow, you're funny as shit. Once you catch yourself, it's hysterical.
Yes.
It's hysterical.
I notice in the court, there's the jester. And the jester doesn't get much credit, but my God, the jester has a hell of a role. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
we've got Parliament here. You guys still have Congress, which is the opposite of progress. But it's like, when I was moving to Austin, Texas, I told my friends I'm going to run for mayor and I'm going to establish my own political party, and it's going to be the Austin Dance Party. And the whole idea of the Austin Dance Party is that if you're going to spend taxpayer money, you have to be dancing while you do it.
Right?
So no more serious budget conversations, no more getting all worked up. If you're going to be spending money, you got to be dancing.
Yeah, you got to laugh.
You got to bring humor to it.
That's why you taught me to do that. Laugh at yourself.
Absolutely.
I'll never forget that. I think that's the biggest gold nugget you gave me. Go, oh, I fucked up again.
Look at me go.
I like that.
Look at me go.
It's nice to hear that you still have it. I always used to have you like Caesar Milan on a pedestal, and forgetting that we're still human beings, and they're, you know what I mean? And they still have their things going on too, just like with Caesar. I just admired him because he helped me a lot with my pet business when I went and took care of a lot of pets and stuff. Anyways, I didn't want to talk about that. My brother came over today.
All right.
He's the last living one. We love each other, but we just, we're not close. It's not a big deal. And I've been imagining lovingly for him that he's just happy and at peace. And he'd been wanting to move to New Hampshire. Anyways, I've been just imagining him. And I saw him not too long ago, and he was talking about moving to Tennessee, puts his house on the market. He's going to Tennessee. So I go, you motherfucker. I have 3 brothers. This is how we talk to each other. I go, you're going to fucking leave me here all alone, you bastard. There's nobody living, I have cousins, but there's no living relatives my sister's in Hawaii, and that's ridiculous. But he came over here today after I busted his chop something bad, because I said, you're just going to go down there. You're not even going to say goodbye, right? You motherfucker. So anyway, he sat down, and I started talking to him about Neville. And I started talking to him, first time ever. And I started talking to him about the pet business. And I was watching me watch him. It was like surreal.
Yeah. Yes.
And he was just sitting there. He didn't say anything. And normally you can't get a word in edgewise with any of my family. And everybody's trying to, talk over each other and be heard. And he just listened. Him and his wife just sat there and listened and listened and listened to me. And I love that noticing. See, because now I can watch people watching me, and I'm watching them watching me, and it's a whole different experience because it's amazing.
So you noticed in Triple D, we played a lot with status. And once you start getting and giving status, image dies. The need for image dies. And once the need for image dies, instead of the bandwidth being devoted to how do I look, how do I look, how do I look,
which I still yeah.
but you're noticing them, noticing you, noticing them, noticing you, noticing them, noticing you, and it's alive versus how do I look? Do I look okay? Yeah, you've just shown up and invited them to show up, which invites you to show up, which invites them to show up.
Beautiful.
And then it's like that. Then the day becomes a day instead of the day being a date on the calendar.
It was just lovely. Just, I mean, it was such a, I had to tell you that because it's funny that he stopped by today and I go, when are you leaving? He goes, September 1st. I go, you mother. I said, you motherfucker, you're going to leave me here all by myself. But he's going down there. And I've been imagining that he was at peace finally in his life. He's had a pretty rough life too. That he was at peace. And then he moves down there and he said, you can come down there. They'll have a room for me and everything. I said, that would be great. I'll go down there. I have a feeling I'm going to end up there anyways, because I don't want to live in Connecticut anymore. I just haven't decided where I wanted to go. I don't want any more snow. And I was thinking of going to Hawaii with my sister, but that's not going to work. So there we go. He's going down to Tennessee on September 1st. I'm so happy for him. He finally did. He put his house on the market and one day he sold his house. One day.
You're in Connecticut?
Yeah.
How is that possible? So when Max showed up, Max was living in Pennsylvania, and I told him, I don't get you there. I feel you either up north or in France or something, because I never felt him in. And now he's living up in Vermont. And
is that where he is? I don't want snow.
And he wants to go to France, so it's like, all right.
Oh,
but,
nice.
But it's funny because like he would tell me, yeah, I live in Oil City. I'm like, you don't live in Oil City. I don't feel you in Oil City. It just doesn't fit. And you tell me Connecticut. I go, Connecticut? Like, I swear to God, I'm sure I've seen your Facebook profile 10,000 times.
And I've said that before because I always thought it was weird. You were in Pennsylvania, which is not far from Connecticut, the Northeast.
You don't feel Connecticut to me.
No,
I don't know where. I feel you someplace definitely more southish. So
yeah, I'm going because I can't be shoveling the snow anymore. I just can't be doing it physically. I can't. It's just not gonna. I don't want to anyways. I had my heart attack and I come home and he goes, "Don't do anything strenuous." Well, it snowed that day. What do you think I was out doing? I shovel snow. Well, you can't do that. Of course I can do that. Are you crazy? You got to do what you got to do. Anyways, I have a question for you because I wanted to make this a different conversation than, I know Neville says it's all about me, but I have a question for you. And I was sitting here thinking about it when I was in the silence, trying to get my head. Oh, look at Sweetie.
What?
I just had a dog here. His name was Sarge, and it had the white paws. It was gorgeous. Look at the face. Looked like that. Oh, you just gotta love these babies.
Say hi to Mary. Oh dear, I lost the microphone. I love you.
You're gonna love them.
I love you.
And I miss my girls. I do.
That's why you're here. That's why you're here, because you're a goof. Yes.
What a baby. Hey, sweetie. I forget. Animals love me.
What?
What, sweetie?
All right.
I love you.
Go eat Emmett. Eat Emmett.
You gotta love these dogs. You just gotta love them. Anyway, I have a question. I wrote this. How does he feel about how fast his reach is going out into the world? Because it is, since the Dream Driven Day. I mean, I just see it going exponentially, which is like branches on a vine, right? How do you feel about that?
Well, it's funny. Yeah. I'm going to appear to go sideways. Ready?
Yep.
Somebody in the group post about procrastination or depression, or maybe it's a couple posts. And there's a part of me that's fascinated by that, because there's a time to move and a time to sit. And if you don't label them, you can enjoy them both. And so we made up manifesting mastery. We made up meta manifesting, made up a couple of little things, and then I quit making shit up for years. Yeah, you'll notice I did nothing. I just answered emails. I
I never noticed that.
But there were years I didn't do anything. And I wasn't depressed. I wasn't like in a fog. I just didn't give a shit about making anything up. And then I woke up one day and it's time to make up Dream Driven Day. So we made it up, right? And it was like years of data, quote unquote, years of talking, years and years of stuff all showed up. And it's like, it's time to make a course up because the people that are making it about their day are getting daily wins. And the people that are making it about their destiny are waiting. And so we made up Dream Driven Day with all these years of experience that happened while I just sat around, smoked cigars, played with the puppies, answered emails. And so now we did Dream Driven Day 2 years ago now. A year and a half ago, the loogie shows up.
Right. Believe me, I know.
And it's like, oh my God, now we are watching the entire world have loogie driven days.
Fucking crazy. Yeah.
Well, wait till you see what I developed this morning.
Oh my God, how insane.
Okay. I'm not talking about the loogie unless I talk about it encapsulated in this challenge that I came up with. So this is how I'm covering my ass right now. Ready? So the whole challenge basically is how long can you go without talking about the loogie unless you're talking about the challenge, right? So wait till you see what I do with this. I've got 1 hour, 3 hour, 1 day, 3 day, 7 day. I got a whole little thing designed in my head right now, which will be coming out in the next couple of days. But this is so cool because what's it like as I watch momentum pick up, and then I take it easy for a while, and then momentum pick up, and I take it easy for a while. I get right now, I'm in a pickup. Yeah, it's time to get you guys all thinking about who wants to contribute to the book, the Dream Driven Day book side of the project. It's time for me to get a couple other things off my chest and out into the world, like the year-long program and all that crap. But I really fucking get when the loogie hit. It's like you've got a choice. You can either live by vision or you can live by what you see. And every day I watch people stare at television, read the news, stare at people who wear masks, who don't wear masks. It's just all this staring going on. And it all comes down to, quote unquote, my name. Okay, I changed my name to the number of perfect vision. It's time for me to really, 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 really nail this thing of, Mary, are you going based on what you see or your vision? And as I noticed that really coming home to me this week, even at a new level, it's like the samurai sword is getting even sharper. It's like,
yep.
It's like, watch out, baby, because what's coming online now is awesome. So it thrills me to play this game, to have this dance with you as you are doing the same thing. Yeah.
All I know is when the loogie hit in 2020, I was already someone said to me, well, you're the cause of it. And I just said, that's all I'm going to say. I didn't want to look at that at all. How could I be the cause of the loogie? Are you freaking kidding me? I really had to look at that and look at when I journal. I'm on my 7th journal since 2016, and I've kept them. And they're 5 section notebooks, the big thick ones.
Right.
I write continuously, and what I find in the writing is absolutely gold. See, now I can go back and go, oh yeah, and live it all. It's beautiful because most of it now has dramatically changed. You know what? I can't even think of the word. It's dramatically changed. I could go back and it's like living it again. And I found that writing gets me out of those shit states sometimes, just like that. So I go back, and I did it 2016 because that's when my brother killed himself. And that's when I started to go, I got to live. I want to live now. I can't go down this route with him. I got to live. And so that's why I went back and I threw all the other shit out. because I've been writing for like 40 years. I threw it all out. It was so black and dark. But now I was just looking back and I go, wow, I could look up what happened right up to 2020, right? Holy shit. See, and I could see what was I thinking? I've had visions 2020 where I was able to look and I went back through my whole life, detached. It was one of those 3:00 in the morning wake ups, detached and looking back, and was able to connect the dots to every event and all my trauma that has happened to my life. I did that in 2018, and now I just did it again. So I have a lot of these experiences with, where it's like watching The Watcher, for lack of a better. It's freaking wild.
Right.
I love it. I can't wait till you get your next thing out. Anyways,
Stay tuned.
I cannot wait. Now, what else did I get? I got my brother and whatever. Oh, the breathing guy.
Oh, Wim Hof. Yes.
I love, because I always knew that I didn't breathe properly. That's a lot of my problem. I've sensed that if I do short breaths. So a guy came in, he sold me, I'm going to do fiber optics tomorrow. I'm going to save half of my bill, cut in half, more than that. And he gave me the app for what is his name? Wim Hof?
Yeah, Wim Hof, right.
And all this started from a simple desire to want to have a better relationship with my body, because I've been at war with my body since I was 1.5 years old. Yep. I sucked my thumb in my playpen and bashed my head against the playpen and rocked it all across the floor. So was I not at war at 1.5 years old? Okay, that's a long time.
In your own little jail cell.
Huh? Right?
In your own little jail cell, yep.
That's where I learned to go to war with my body, and I continued it. And then I started doing, so I said, I want to have a better relationship. And I just noticed all these different things keep on coming up. But the last one is the breathing. Now I've done it for 6 days, and I notice, holy shit, circulation's a little bit better. I notice breathing in and out of my body. It's taken it to a whole different level. And that all came from a desire to have a love on, I call it, with my body. And that's something. I love that guy. He's crazy as shit.
This is good. This feels really good.
I do the cold shower too. I'm trying that. Right? I go,
it's funny. I can't do cold showers in the house anymore, but I can do it with the garden hose. So I'll get out of the hot tub and I'll go over and I'll hose off with the garden hose. And the garden hose is really cold, because it's cold out there. It's the winter time here.
Because you're in the winter, yeah.
So I'll basically, I've got ways that I stand so I don't hit the vital organs,
Right.
It's like it's all good, but it's like wow. But if I come in, it's got to be a hot shower. It's fascinating.
Yeah, I do the hot shower, and then even before someone introduces, it's funny that I've been going, geez, I want to drop the temperature before I get out of the, after I'm all rinsed off, just drop it for a couple of minutes. So, instinctively I knew that. And then I came across them. It's just wild how this stuff keeps on showing up.
I'm reading a book right now called Anti-Fragile. So I started using Anti-Fragile.
Oh.
and I find myself using the word without having read the book. And somebody on the Facebook group says, have you read the book? And I got to be honest, no, I haven't, but I like the word. And so I start looking into this Anti-Fragile book, and here it's a book on all kinds of things that fit in with exactly how I live my life. And one of the things that they bring up is variability, and how, let's just say, an anti-fragile system needs variability. Variability could be defined as in, we have 3 kinds of heat in our house: cuddling, puppies, and fireplace. And so I never know the temperature of our house. It all depends on how much cuddling, how many puppies, and how's the fire going, right? And so our temperature in the house is always fluctuating versus when we go into somebody's home who has ducted heating, it's always the same. And it seems like the people who are in houses that always have the same temperature are very fragile to temperature change versus I'm not. And it's sort of like, and you'll get this from being a businesswoman. I'm 55. A 55-year-old man who loses his job is pretty screwed. What's he going to do? On the other hand, so what's a job? A job is you have one employer. You know me, I've got like 20,000 employers. You're one of them. And this is the fun thing. With having 20,000 employers, my income varies, my activity level varies. I've got a lot of variability, but I'm alive. I'm making waves. Versus if I made the same wage every week, had to go to the same place every week, every day at the same time, I'd probably blow my head off. I would hunt down the last bed in Australia and probably use it.
Funny.
But it's wild because this whole variability thing, most people take a shower, it's the same temperature, the same amount of time, the same time of day. Versus if you change
different.
how long it's hot, how long it's exactly different is better than better. And it's like, oh my God, like how much are you giving to you by exploring breathing differently? How much are you giving to you by exploring taking a shower differently? Yeah. Oh my God, that brings so much liveness to your experience of you and your body. And yet so many people are going, I got to read another book to figure out how to get positive. Fuck positive.
My brother said that. Shower. Positive. I said, Chris, shut up. That's how I said, shut up. It is a positive. And then his wife goes, it's more like faith. Yep, got that right. But he doesn't really, I love how he just sat there with his mouth open, and he's a year and a half older than me. And he just sat there probably for the first time. And it was lovely because I have been imagining, I lost two of my brothers and I never got a chance to really, I've imagined for him that anyways, he's alive and he's like my test subject. I could play with him. So he goes to Tennessee. I said, that's great. Make sure you got a room for me because I want to come down there. I want to explore. They got mountains and lakes. I'm going to freak. I think I'm going to love it. I want to get out of this house. I've been in this house since 1992. Me and my husband bought this house. We got married in 1993 in this house.
Wow.
He's no longer with us. He died in 2019. Poor bastard. Look at the baby.
What are you doing?
Little bad.
What are you doing? Oh, you're playing tonsil hockey with Dad. Are you?
I just got a new client the other day, and I loved how my consultations are completely different now. I do a lot on the phone. It's completely different than it was before, and I now charge for it.
Nice.
I do. Not the call, but when I go to meet them for a consultation, I charge them for it. I never used to. But I'm setting the stage. Now I'm connecting the dots. I'm saying, here, check these websites out. And here's a little audio of what's going to happen at the consultation. So then I go to see them because I had fun. I go see them. Nice young couple, but the dog's got issues. And I did the same thing. Smart kids. They got a beautiful house. They got, they look like they're doing okay financially. And he just sat there with his mouth open. I was explaining to him about walking the dog and the proper way to walk the dog with the leash. And he just sat there. What was nice is before I left, I wanted to do a consultation there, but I was boring him here. I went through something, said, just go through your house because normally they'll come here and look at it. I just did a video of it. Here's my house. If you want to come and look at it, great. If not, here's a video of where they're going to be staying. And it saved us all that stuff and all that time. Yeah. And I said, I'm going to imagine when they come pick the dogs up, happy couple, happy pets. And sure as shit, it was happy couple, happy pets. I love it.
Sounds to me like your relationship with time and your relationship with, let's just say, lovely, simple emotion has really shifted. I so treasure that. It's interesting. Like in Australia, you can't get a tradie to come to your house without them charging you a couple $100. You want a plumber to stop by, you're looking at $180.
And I don't even I just go here. Stupid. I go, no, your value system has to increase, honey. You got to charge accordingly.
Exactly. And it's like, just like, if you want me to stop by, this is what I charge. And it's like, either it's okay or it's not.
Yeah.
But it's like, at the end of the day, and again, it's not about the money. It's about time.
It's never about the money. Yeah.
Never about the money. It's always about the time.
But that's what I used to focus on all the time and wondered why I missed the boat. I got so serious that I missed the beautiful relationship between the clients that I used to have when I started and I always did the animals. The animals, I get on the floor with them. I love to play with them. I love to love on them. That is so easy and wonderful. But when I do the consultation, I was so focused and serious, and I said, "Fuck that." I says, "I'm going to go there and I'm going to play, and I want them to get that feeling." This isn't serious. I was explaining about the leash, and he was interested, but I wanted to make it fun. I wanted to make it interesting, and we had a good time. That's what I want to play and have fun. I get serious, I'm screwed.
It's interesting. We passed the lady at the dog park today, and every now and then these people will pass us, and they'll be like, "My dog's not social," and I go, "Wow!" And they don't get why. And then the problem is, then I instantly do an eval, and I go, owner on a scale from 1 to 10, close to 0. Right. Dog, the dog's actually at about a 7. The dog's actually pretty social, right? But it's like, wow. Here's a couple, this lady and her dog, that need to meet you.
It's kind of wild to watch the people talk about their animals. I'm in the consultation and I'm noticing stuff, and I can hear the voice go, "Shut up, Mary. You got to be, because you got to be careful." But I see stuff and I go, let me just say something. And I don't mean any disrespect.
Yeah, but how can I give?
When you go for a walk with your dog and you're all, you're telling me the dog bites, it's deaf, and it bites people that come up behind it. I don't want to scare you, but that's not cool. First of all, you got to address that. But I want to know what are you thinking? What are you imagining when you're walking your dog? Because I hate to tell you, but it's you.
Yes.
And I don't mean to be disrespectful. I don't mean, but you really need to, pay attention to what are you imagining when you're walking the dog. I know I did the same thing with mine. See, it gets them at least focusing on that.
That's it. I think dogs are great barometers.
I just got a cat client, and I sent the lady my pet consultation audio, so they're prepared when I do the consultation, so I'm not wasting any more time. I just did a little podcast. Boom, boom, boom.
Nice.
She watched it. Oh, well, you primarily talk about dogs. You have one for cats? Okay. I haven't taken care of cats in a little while, but I started recollecting. So I just did one on cats and sent it to her. I didn't know. I forget. Cat people are different. They're different people than dog people. They are completely different.
It's a different state, isn't it?
It's so I just had a bad. here's a case of point. I think you'll get it. I talked to him last week. Him and his wife were asking me about cameras and all that stuff. And I'm going, oh God, red flag, red flag. Because now we got to get a COVID thing. Because how do you feel about the mask? I just want to get a sense of it, because I'm certainly not going to do a consultation for 45 minutes with a fucking mask. I just tell them, I can't help you. I'm not going to work with people like that. And I love it because I can set what I want.
Yeah.
And they said, oh, we got the vaccination. I don't, that's really none of my business. If you got it or not, I don't really care. But I just want to know how you felt about the mask. Because right up front, they're telling me you got to come to the house with a mask on. I'm not going to take them on as a client. I'm going to say, bye-bye. I've done it about 3 or 4 times. I don't accept that. So I've been trying to ease it into the conversation. And so I have 2 cats. So I sent them all the stuff I'm doing now. I'm sending them links to all kinds of shit and setting it up from the phone call. Then they get a text, and then I'm going to meet them tomorrow. Well, I sent it like last Friday, and I always like to see if there's an interchange. They never responded back. So my first thought was, because I just had 2 cancellations last week, and I hit that glass ceiling with the attitude money. So, of course, stuff starts to show up. So 2 cancellations because of the COVID thing. And now they're not answering me. And I'm thinking, my mind goes right to the gutter. Till this morning, I go, Mare, shut up. What are you imagining? What the fuck? Aren't you God having the experience of, like, I had to smack myself in the head. Aren't you imagining? What are you imagining? Well, I'm not sure I even want to go to this. Okay, that's at least honest. What do you want? Do we want to go? I said, I want that. I want to go to that client. It's like a $500-600 job. And money isn't all about the money, but
yeah, but the money's fun.
Money's fun. So what I said, I'm going to imagine, them contacting me, and that's what she did. She contacted me, so she probably didn't like the audio that was primarily about dogs. And so I sent her, she asked me for a new one, and we're on for tomorrow. And that was just, I had to catch myself and go, what do I really want here? Well, I want the consultation. I want to get back out into the world and play with a lot of this stuff, So I got the consultation tomorrow. See, I got to go back to what do I want?
Can I tell you about this anti-fragile book?
Yes.
Okay. So let's say there's 3 things. There's fragile, there's robust, and there's anti-fragile. Now, all my life, I noticed I've developed an anti-fragile philosophy without knowing that it could be called that. But a fragile philosophy is, so a fragile object is something that if you use it, you lose it. So if I drive my car, I'm going to wear out the tires because they're fragile.
Right.
If I drive my car enough, I'm going to have to do maintenance.
Right.
If it gets dirty, I've got to clean it. But every time I clean it, it's going to wear on the paint. So my car is relatively fragile.
Fragile.
A robust is Bruce's ball. I can throw it 1,000 times and it's coming back pretty good for at least 1,000 throws. 1,001, we don't know, right? He's a staff. Yeah. A lot of people try to be robust. They try to be the ball, keep bouncing back. You and I have been a glutton of punishment for that at different points of our lives. We keep bouncing back. Yeah. The problem with bouncing back is you gotta fucking bounce. Right?
Right.
Then there's this other thing called anti-fragile. Anti-fragile is when you cut the head of the hydra off, now it's got 2 heads. And with anti-fragile, this is what we do as entrepreneurs. This is what we do in Triple D. In Triple D and as entrepreneurs and as people who are really getting who we are and how this works, it's like if a quote unquote setback shows up, you imagine something differently, and then you get, I need a cat audio too. That takes you 20 minutes. But that may make you $20,000 or $200,000 more over the next couple of years or your lifetime. Is it worth the 20 minutes to make that video? Yes. But if you were fragile, you'd cry and then leave the business. If you were robust, you just go, fuck it. They can listen to the dog video. Right?
I just think about that for a minute. I did.
And I'll do that. But anti-fragile goes, wow, how can I be better? When something is anti-fragile, under pressure or stimulus, it gets better.
Yeah.
So as an anti-fragile teacher, when someone doesn't get something, I go, how else can I encapsulate this? How else can I teach this? How else? Yeah, like what's a better, like, it's only been in the past 6 months I've been saying an imaginal scene or state is how you experience what you experience.
Yeah, I've been reading that a lot. Yeah.
I fucking love that. But it's only been in the past 6 months that I've discovered those are the words that really work. 10 years ago, I was saying, feel it real. Don't visualize it. Don't chant about it. Feel it real. That was where I was 10 years ago. But now that feel it real, everyone says, oh, I am feeling it real. And I'll say, what are you doing? They'll say, I'm imagining and chanting. I'm doing my 5-bite. I want you to feel it real. I want you to change what you imaginally experience, what you feel is real imaginally, so that what you experience physically changes. And it's fascinating to me because anti-fragile has the message evolve. It's the same message, but it has how I can present it and teach it evolve.
Didn't Neville do that? He had he told the same thing, but he found it different. He did do it differently. And I gotta, we all learn that way. We all gotta hear it differently. You just see the paperwork. I print your shit all the time because I need to remind myself. Oh, that's right. Oh, yeah, that's right.
I tell people I like wiping out rainforests.
Well,
some people really get worked up about it. It's like, let me get this right. You're imagining that me printing out 30 sheets of paper is going to destroy the earth. I'm imagining getting this truth at a whole new level because I'm playing with it in a way that works, will change the world.
It's a ripple effect. Remember, that's why I asked you how. I mean, we just go out into the world. You're doing it. I mean, I thought I seen a drastic change in your triple D classes. I think I came across you about 2018. And I had to get rid of the batshit crazy stuff. So I had another year get rid of that crazy ass stuff. So I've really been at it for a couple of years, but I've noticed a major difference. There's something in that group setting that is monumental. I think it's the group, and then your material, and you got all these people that are hungry, and you got all these people investing in themselves. Oh yeah, I could just see it branching out and branching out and branching out.
Oh, it's definitely, that's the Hydra.
Yeah. Boom. I love it. You evolve, I evolve, everybody evolves. You can't change the world, but you certainly can change yourself, which changes like a ripple effect out into that. I see a difference in how I'm doing my consults, how I'm relating to people. I mean, 2 years ago, I went to the same farm stand over here, and I was fighting with that people every fucking day. I was just in a fight mode. I mean, I don't give a shit. I was aggravated all the time, and I would fight. Now I'm watching it today. I have the best relationship with these people at the farm stand. I'm going, it's like looking at Black Mary and White Mary. What? It's hysterical. I go, whoa. All that completely shifted, but I did it. So I got to, pat myself on. I did it. Right?
I love it.
It's funny. My relationships, I mean, I talked to, a guy coming, to give me a price on the trees. We had a conversation. The guy gave me a hug after we finished. I haven't hugged a guy in a long time. I haven't wanted to, no desire to. So my relationship now, I'm starting to open up a little bit, with guys. So that's pretty interesting. Two guys, I had great conversation. I'm just looking for friends, male friends. I used to have tons of them, But that was funny. Gave me a hug. I was just shocked. I was shell shocked. What are we all lacking? Touch.
Yeah, I God damn it. I what can I say that you already haven't heard me say? When you start touching people with your eyes and bathing them with your voice, they want to hug you. I was at the shop the other day, and the girl behind the counter, I'm buying the shit I'm buying, and her boss is there, and she sneaks a hand grab on me, right? and in Australia, that's extremely naughty. We are required to maintain 1.5 meters social distancing and all that crap. We're not encouraged to. We're required to, right? And here she is just banging a quick hand grab, and it's like, oh yeah, and why? Because I'm touching her. I'm breathing. I'm not holding my breath when I see, there's a woman, let me hold my breath. I don't want to piss it off. It's like, no, there's a person. Happens to be a woman. Yeah. Happens to be someone who's got this gorgeousness about her. And she can't help but want to just do a quick, It's like, yep, coolio.
It was wonderful feeling because I haven't really... people say the fuck have been staying the hell away from me. Believe me. And to know that I go, wow, now I've become who I always was. It's okay. You know what I mean? It's okay that I'm, what's the word? I'm lovable. I had to remind myself that I was lovable. Imagine that. And there this guy runs this company. Is a tree. He does landscaping and he does trees. I got like 10 or 15 trees that need to be cut in the back because they're hanging over my roof.
Right.
And his company is called Organic Enlightenment. So he got me. I go, where'd you come up with that name? So he just came by today and he stopped, and I didn't have no makeup on. I ran out with shorts and not properly dressed. And usually I don't let nobody see me without perfect clothes, my makeup on, my hair is just whatever. And I didn't care. I liked this guy. And I felt we're on the same page.
We've got a question from the audience that just popped up.
What?
I'm just fucking with you.
I was going to say, who's watching? You scared the shit out of me. Can you imagine that?
And you did well with it.
What? I had to, when I was getting on the call, I was a little nervous. And then I looked at this picture I got of my two girls and the two pug sisters. And I got to post it. And I look at the picture and I can actually, it's so weird. There's one, she's sassy and she's got her eyes half closed. And I can feel she's touching me with her eyes, and the other ones, they're looking away, and it's the same. I can actually feel them through the picture. It's just phenomenal. So I printed a couple of them and put them around my house to remind me, they're around, and how I had a good 14 and a half years with them. So it's wonderful.
And what are they again?
My two pugs.
Oh,
right there.
Oh, there they are. Hello, lovelies.
Those were, I called them my lifesavers.
Oh,
because they kept me, when I got into my, real bad shit states, I still had to get up and feed them and take care of them. So they saved me a many a times.
As far as I'm concerned, these are only angels with tails.
without a doubt. Without, I mean, that's why they could, if you actually sit in those, like you said, you sometimes stare at them and you just watch them and you do the videos of them playing and, oh my God. I made the critter view over here where I throw bird seed down and now there's 3 bunnies. And I'm watching this drama go on right outside my window and all kinds of birds, cardinals. And I'm just having a ball just watching these crazy fucking squirrels chasing each other and the chipmunks. And I'm just having the simplest ball, just watching them play.
Yep.
Just watching them play and how the different birds interact with each other. So I made that little playground outside my window just from throwing seed on the ground. So animals, yeah, they
Angels with tails.
huh?
Angels with tails.
Yeah.
When we got Emmett, you know, when I first moved here, where we live it's a little it's only like half an acre. It's in a suburb, but it feels like bush because of the way the topography falls for us. And our home is made of mud from the land, and it feels like about 14th century France. So we've got that combined with Apple computers all over the place, right?
You like Apple, I forgot, that's right.
and it's like, if you would have told me before Emmett came along that we could squeeze more love into this land and into our home, I would have said you're crazy. And yet along came this little dog named Emmett that our dear friends gave to us. And it's like the love expanded by 10 times. And then one morning I'm sitting here in this very chair doing what I do, and I'm plugged into Facebook, and there's a photo of this dog, and I just make a comment on this photo of this dog, and I go to the dog park. Long story short, this dog comes home with us, and it's Bruce. And if you could have told me, hey, 20, you know, you can squeeze even more love into this house, into this home, into your life, I would have said, nah, you're fucked up, you're full of shit. and yet here's this bugger right now. He's just like right here, and he's just like constantly like, I just love you, Dad, like constantly.
Yeah.
Just, I commend you for what you do and how you serve, because when there was this Michelle Small Wright, was this very interesting person. She wrote the Perelandra books, or she had the Perelandra garden, and she said a garden is where nature and man meet. And I thought, whoa, that's fucking deep. You know, that spun me out for
it is.
And I noticed there's a place where dogs and humans meet. And it's like where dogs and human meet. I don't know if we even have a word for that, but you serve that place. And it's just, it's not about training. It's not about, it is about training, but it's more than training. It's about relating and relationships and love. And like this guy right here, just, there's this place where a dog and a human meet. And if you can create within that space, if you can give within that space,
because it's massive. Yeah, it's so big. It's massive. That's what I get when I get the new dog in here for a little bit. It takes me a little while to get them to come, to come to me, which I always make them come to me. But
like
it's
like dating,
right? Come here. I know. Get over here. But these two dogs, but when they go home, I'm like, oh my God, yeah. So eventually I'm going to get a puppy, but I'm not going to do it until I figure out if I'm going to sell this house and, where I'm going to go. I'm not going to get another puppy. But these guys that were just here, I was sitting over here doing something on my laptop, and they just sat right by me. One was a deaf and Australian Shepherd.
Oh yeah.
Another one looks like it was a pit bull lab mix. And it didn't take that long. Where they go, wait a minute. You could almost feel them. Wait a minute, I think that lady's cool. You can actually feel the exchange going on because I got beds out and I got the best. I got really high quality treats and I got these nice little beds and stuff. Now I'll have them in the living room. First, I get them in the room by themselves because I don't know. I want to, take them out one at a time and get used to them. Then the other one comes out. Great, okay. Now I'm in the living room. Then I gate that up and we're all in the living room together and they're on the bed. And then they start coming and smelling me up. Yeah, it's a dance.
Yeah.
It's a dance with them. It's lovely. Then I'm watching, I open the door up. Now they can have free range of my whole house. And then I go, I'm going to come in here and watch them follow me right in here. Do you see something?
Me?
Yeah, I thought you said.
Oh no! I just got an idea after when we're done. I'm going to hit the stop record button, but there's something I want to tell you. So I don't know if you, like I said, if we're going public or private, but there's something I want to tell you.
What do you think? Do you think we could? I think it's a public domain conversation, right? It wasn't totally out to lunch.
I think it would give to a lot of people.
Yeah, I imagine before we did this that it was going to give to a lot of people. That's what I already imagined. I said I try to keep on doing that with every event that I do, every consultation, everything I could even imagine. I try to remind myself, go to the end. What do I want? To touch people. To touch people.
So I'll pause this or stop the recording in a second. But you want to give us your website and stuff so people can find you?
I have two websites. One's www.petexct.com. And that was for my mother. Remember the FedEx? My mother said we should make it PetX. And then I added the CT for Connecticut. So I kept it. I've had it for years. I think I'm number one in Google. Because I've had that name for about 20 years. So.
That helps, right?
Yep. And then the other one's and it's called Neville Pets and I. I'm messing around with that. And it's www.maryhills, and that's HILS, lifestyler.com. So those are my two websites. And go play around. I'm working on the Mary Hills Lifestyler as we speak. So I'm trying to get them all into one website because I've been doing the digital marketing thing that you gave me to. Right. Playing with that. But anyway, so those are my two websites. There's lots of information on PetX because that's been around for about 20 years. And then there's a lot on Mary Hills Lifestyler. I'm adding articles and then I'm putting the podcast on them. So I'm playing with that.
Nice.
So thank you.
This has been my treat. And
mine.
Cool. Thanks, Mary. I'm going to
hit the pause.
Stick around.
Okay.
How the fuck do
I don't know.
I always tell people.
I thought you were technology drives philosophy, or is philosophy drives? I was saying that. Philosophy drives technology.
Philosophy drives technology.
Not the other one.
Okay.
You're still recording.